Tell me how busy you are.
Very busy. Very. So currently I've almost put in 40 hours this week and it's Wednesday. I actually do interact with the kids, and that's actually the best part. It makes all the billions of hours of other work worth it. You work so much, you start to lose your mind. And this was a way to reduce my work, but still run a functional program that's safe and communicates well. I'm Craig Huljak. I'm the athletic director for Shortridge High School in Indianapolis, Indiana. Currently, we have a population of about 1,200 in the school. We have about 400 athletes. My communication duties are basically finding a way to connect coaches, parents, and students and myself because people don't check their emails anymore and it's impossible to populate every year. So what happens is if I have to change a game, which happens constantly, then what was happening is I'd have to spread the word 10 different places. So I'm spending an hour for each thing. We had so many avenues that parents were just tired of it. Teachers were tired of it. And then now narrowing it down has really helped. Well, we tested multiple apps to find out which one worked the best. We tested it over the summer with a couple coaches and teams to make sure it would work. And the way that your calendars are set up and posts and messaging, yours just encompassed everything we needed. Now we've actually implemented it. Our main issue was facility usage. We have 400 athletes and coaches, and I'm constantly playing middleman. Hey, is so-and-so using the gym today? Can I use the gym? I do not have time to facilitate those conversations. A lot of it was coaches not knowing. So if a basketball coach and a cheerleading coach and a volleyball coach all want to use the gym, then all of a sudden I'm in a circle of communication. Now they put their schedules in to their own individual bands. So we put all the head coaches on one band. If they see there's a conflict, then they can work it out. Done. Takes me out of it. It was just finding a concise way without putting too much work on their plate and my plate that everybody could kind of communicate. And there's also a sense of responsibility that I don't want coaches and students communicating without me supervising it just for their safety, for the students' safety, because of the world we live in. I just want to oversee it all so that everything's okay. And it also helps, if I can see that somebody's wrong on the time. So they say, the game's on Friday at 7:30 and I don't see it's corrected, then I can quickly chime in and I say, no, it's on Friday at 7. So it's just to make sure everybody's on the same page. So athletes are required to be on there, and then parents, it's optional, but it's all just one band because kids don't relay information to their parents, and then parents complain, understandably. A lot of times it's the kid's fault. Well, now all of a sudden it's not the kid's fault. Hey, did you hop on band? You would have gotten a notification on there. Oh, you didn't? Well, please do, and then you'll see everything. It's kind of a backup for me when parents yell at me. And I think that promotes better online behavior. All of a sudden, everybody's a little bit more respectful because they can see, everybody sees it. I see it, coaches see it, kids see it. I think it just kind of professionalizes everybody a little bit. These are all the specific teams, if you can see that. And then there's this one is just head coaches and our athletic trainer and any administrator who wants to be on it. So that's where all their calendars feed to this calendar and only head coaches see this one. So each one, you've got girls golf, boys basketball, football. So each band is just specific to their sport. I would want a coach to have the autonomy to put what they need on that band because they have a wide variety. Picture day. Today is your deadline for physicals. Like they can put notifications on their calendars. We have our girls cross country coach. She uses it. She's also our swim coach. So even though she's got a very small number, she uses it. They use it socially too. If one of the coaches goes on vacation, they post a picture. They say, hey, I went out for a hike today. What'd you guys do? The soccer teams were keeping themselves accountable over the summer as far as activity. Kids would be like, hey, I went for a 2-mile run today. And then you've got other kids going. Volleyball uses it organizationally the most. Be here at this time, be in this gym. The nets need to be set up by 4:20, that kind of stuff. So it's helpful for their student athletes. Kids are teaching each other, which is awesome because it's new to everybody. And somebody will say, hey, when's practice? And then the kids are quick to be like, it's on band. Click on the day, click on the RSVP and that kind of stuff. So they're really teaching each other, which is taking a lot of the work out of myself and the coaches, which is cool. a lot of parents very much appreciate it. Practice at 4:30 today. Let's do a great job. It's warm out. Don't forget your water bottle. Little things like that I noticed the coaches who did that more frequently, but not too much, were garnering a lot more interest. I just made it a requirement to use band, and the ones who pushed back on me now enjoy it and are using it the right way. Lack of a better term, it was just me trying to ease up my workload and still encompass everybody. You've got all 450 entities that are all spiderwebbing and going outwards. You want them all to kind of rein it in and communicate together. And with your help, we narrowed it down to centralized communication and then an outside bubble. So it's not too much for everybody. So I got coaches that are resistant. People get inundated with so many apps that they get resistant. I've already got these 7 apps. Why do I need one more? So I got a lot of that. And eventually I put it into their evaluation. It's one of the things they're being evaluated on. Are you on band? Are you using band for your communication purposes? And it's a box to check, and it's part of their evaluation now. So I jump over their resistance eventually. So initially I invited all the coaches. I wanted them to play around with it for a couple weeks. And then eventually they would get the kid's name, send them the invite through the phone number or email. But also we did in-person signups a few weeks ago when kids came to get their books. So what I did is for each sport, I put a physical sign up. You write your name and your phone number, email. And at the bottom, I put the specific band QR code for each sport. So if you're signing up for baseball, I had a lot of my coaches volunteer to come, and they'd be like, cool, well, we don't play till the spring, but why don't you join our band? QR code right there. All of a sudden they're on it. So we've used QR codes, and then just the coaches individually invite people. So it was just kind of a way to grab them all. And it worked out really well. Our attendance skyrocketed. And now we're rocking much bigger numbers than we ever have. We don't have the greatest, we don't have a lot of wins. So we have to create a brand to attract inner city kids to want to play sports, because a lot of times other schools are better and they want to go there. So we branded ourselves as multi-sport school. Like, you want to come here and play football? Well, we're going to celebrate you playing basketball and track and field too. And so by having band and having that kind of circle beehive going, and us really promoting multi-sport athletes because it's so beneficial to them, this way they can cross easily. So they're on the football band, they're used to that. All of a sudden you're playing basketball, you know how the band operates. Nothing has changed. It is just ingrained in their day-to-day. The same goes for academics, where to meet after school, expectations. If they cross multiple sports, it becomes so much easier on everybody. That's why I wanted to set up all the sports. It's definitely an integral part. And as I said, I wanted to narrow down communication. It also gives me the ability. They get tired of emails from me, and they get tired of emails from work. This way I can quickly notify them, it's 95 degrees out today. Please hydrate your kids. Our athletic trainer can update them, things like that. So it's just a quicker communication. That's not a group text, things like that. This way it's just straight to the point. It's going to help them in the off season, because a coach can quickly notify them about something coming up, where before you're calling, texting, you're emailing, and people don't respond. So I think it's going to help them retain them from year to year. And the kids and parents can say, I didn't know, I didn't hear about that. This way they did. And I can double check a coach, where a coach says, I'm not getting a response, but did you use the band app? How often are you doing it? Well, now I see what they're doing, which is helpful. So it's a fine line, not too much, not too little. And I think it just creates more of a conversation and more friendly atmosphere. An email's kind of cold, and you get emails all day. This is, to me, warmer. I would highly recommend it. It consolidates all your communication. It helps you with liability, gives coaches autonomy. It can bring parents in. It has streamlined many of our issues that we're having and fixed them. So I'd highly recommend it.